like about Vancouver? What do you not like about Vancouver? How would you rate your living experience here?
That much of a difference between seasons. This is completely a different experience.
Sort of one of the key advantages.
If you don't have $1 million, don't bother trying.
My children will never be able to live here.
I can have a better life standard than what I'm having right now.
So you will be staying here?
Yeah, we'll
for a
stay
long
here.
Any advice for people who want to move in?
Vancouver probably not for everybody, and especially.
经济学人智库每年都会对全球的主要城市进行宜居性调查的报告，而温哥华一直是榜上有名，常常被誉为全球最宜居的城市之一。这么厉害？真的是这样吗？今天飞妈我想要来做个街头访问，直接来问问本地人的想法，看看温哥华是否真的配得上全球最宜居城市的美名。那我们现在开始吧。What do you like about Vancouver?
The scenery is fantastic. Access to everything is beautiful here.
Everything is walking distance. Do you have a variety of places?
Weather.
The weather?
Their people, yes. Their hospitality. They're very nice people. Climate's great. All the amenities are here, especially for an old person like me.
I like the rain. I like the people. I find them very nice.
I like the fact that you can do a lot of things on any given day, right? Skiing, biking, whatever, play golf and all that sort of super variety of things to do. So yes.
Vancouver is the best place for outdoors.
Having the ocean and the mountains here, I think is pretty classic. It's nice to be in such a walkable city where there's, it's kind of built around never having to drive if you don't have a car, which I don't. Sort of one of the key advantages.
It's a very pet-friendly city. Coming from Mexico, where you don't experience that much of a difference between seasons, this is completely a different experience.
有好就有坏。那我来问问看他们不喜欢的地方是什么好了。What do you not like about Vancouver?
It's very expensive. If you don't have $1 million, don't bother trying.
Are you currently on rent or do you own?
No, I own, but I bought a long time ago. But I can't imagine that people starting here would have it quite as easy.
My children will never be able to live here. Rent is too high, the housing is too high. We were lucky enough to buy because we're older. We got in before the market went insane.
Affordability.
Is it the housing or the living cost?
Yeah, living cost for sure. I mean, accommodation. It's very expensive in here.
It can be hard to make friends. I don't know, like people are in their own bubble, their own world, and it's hard to connect. And housing prices. It's hard for people to stay here in terms of you have to be spending a lot of your income in housing rent or even trying to figure out a down payment. It just makes it difficult sometimes to try to enjoy life.
What do you not like about Vancouver?
Safety situation has deteriorated in the last 5 years.
Safety issue?
Yes. I mean, I won't go out at night in various areas of the city.
I don't like all the homeless people. It's really sad to see. When you see them so many clumped together and you live in such a beautiful place, it's kind of hard to look at.
Things are expensive. People they move out of town, so it doesn't create a sense of belonging or community, right, in a way. So
Everything is very expensive and very hard to afford for people who are low income.
It is very expensive to live, so and only getting more expensive.
所以基本上几乎所有人都异口同声的说，温哥华这边的生活物价太高了。所以像可能后来来的人买不了房，租不了屋，所以就只能到更外面一点去住去找房。真的就是这个城市还蛮严重的一个事情要看待。Now, according to the Economist Intelligence Unit, which is a British publication, they ranked Vancouver as one of the most livable cities in the world.
Yeah, absolutely.
Based on so you agree with that?
100%.
So based on 5 metrics, there's education, healthcare, cultural environment, stability, and infrastructure. You agree with all of those?
I would agree. I mean, it's not perfect. I don't have a doctor, but I don't have any trouble getting one when I need one. For a city this size, the traffic for me is very good. I don't really have any issues with it. I've lived in other cities the same size, so the traffic is way worse.
I guess I disagree. If you're not already here, it's a hard city to make friends. I know a lot of my friends struggle. The healthcare in Canada and just in general, I'm sure. There's no highway through here, so to get through the city is kind of a pain in the ass. I use transit, which is mostly fine, but if I have to leave from East Van to the highway, it's not great. It sometimes feels daunting, to navigate the healthcare system. I don't have a family doctor, for instance, and I've been living here for 3 years. So it's just difficult to get sometimes to the right resources so that you can have more peace of mind in that sense.
So do you agree with any of these?
Well, so I agree with some of them. The access to healthcare here, it's not so bad, but it's often delayed. And it's an expensive place to live. There's no question about it.
I think I would agree with that. It's clean. Like, besides those couple streets I was just talking about, it's very clean everywhere.
I agree, but I think it's a bit too narrow. It's affordability that might be not part of that 5 factors. Those 5 things are great if you can afford to live here, but if you cannot afford to live here, then you're missing kind of potentially all 5 of them.
Regarding healthcare, I strongly disagree. Very long time to receive some referral to specialists. Some education can be paid by government, but most of them not. So I also disagree. There are a lot of people who are looking for employment. You can really struggling while waiting for some program and paid for government for education. It's very hard to find a place to live. The competition, the landlords check your credit history, bank statements, and your employment history. So it's very hard in the beginning if you come here and don't know anybody how to just find a place to live, you know, to stay. Like, it's a beautiful city, but you just have to have the money to live here.
Do you agree with any of these?
Subjectivity. I mean, what's livable for one person might be very different for somebody else. It's generally a modern city that doesn't, you know, we don't have to worry too much about floods or issues. Our infrastructure has kept up. The air quality is generally good. Forest fires in the summer can change that sometimes, but...
Yeah, it's been an issue for the past 2 years.
Yes, exactly.
If there's one thing Vancouver could improve on, what would that be? What do you think that would be?
In some way, it's not really just a Vancouver issue. It's more about, you know, provincial and federal issues. So in a way, sometimes the government has to get out of our way to make things better.
I can't think of anything that I would want to improve here, like safe.
Are you currently renting or do you own a place?
Yeah,
okay.
I rent right now.
Okay. And do you think that renting is not an issue here?
Depends where you're at financially and like what your goals are. Like, I don't really intend to buy just because of my lifestyle, so it works for me.
I guess just in general, tying more resources around the people who need them where they need them. Especially, I guess, the downtown east side. Mental health, you know, any addiction resources, anything if that's what they're looking for. Housing. And we need to embrace, actually, it's not a bad thing, it's a good thing. This city was small and it's been growing, and there's a lot of people who want to live here, and that brings richness to the city.
Infrastructure, for sure. There are a lot of new people are coming to Vancouver like me, and affordable accommodation for them is a very big deal.
Affordability, completely. The only people I know that buy places now are gifted some money, you know. If you don't have somebody to die and leave you things, then 9 times out of 10 people can't afford to come here, which is ridiculous for a livable city.
If there's one thing Vancouver could improve on, what would that be?
More program for people who like middle income or low income to enjoy the beautiful things in Vancouver.
First of all, is safety, healthcare.
Do you currently have a family doctor, or do you basically just do walk-in?
I have a family doctor. Was fortunate enough to pick up a long time ago. Even to get to see him is difficult.
More vibrancy in the public realm, I think. You know, maybe along the waterfront, having more restaurants and more places for people to gather. More of a sort of street life.
How would you rate your living experience in Vancouver? Like on a scale of 1 to 10, maybe?
I'm very happy here. I would say about a 7 or 8. 8, probably.
Oh, compared to anywhere else I've lived, 10 out of 10. Yeah.
Oh, really?
I wouldn't go anywhere else.
7 out of 10. I can have a better life standard, you know, than what I'm having right now.
8, 9, or 10, somewhere up there.
Are you planning to move out anytime soon? So you will be staying here?
Yeah, I'm going to
for a
die
long
here.
Say 7.5.
7.5.
Yeah.
There's always room for improvement,
Exactly.
right? Overall, how would you rate your living experience here in Vancouver?
Yes, rent might be a little bit high, but 8.5.
I'd go 7.
7?
Okay.
Lower? Any advice for people who want to move in?
People need to know what they're moving into. Like exactly, Vancouver probably not for everybody, and especially with higher cost of living and maybe employment market being maybe not as good as in other places in Canada, so people kind of have to understand that it could be sometimes a bit of a challenge at the beginning to get themselves up to speed.
It's a good place to live. Honestly.
All right.
Make friends, you'll be happy.
I've lived in Europe for a bit, in Montreal. You know, I always like coming back to Vancouver as well. It's a very diverse city, which is really good for the food options, but also just culturally. You know, I think it's to have a city that is very diverse and accepting is one of the most fundamental things to me in a place where I live.
My family, most of it is in Mexico. You know that there are things that might be missing. Knowing that there are things happening in their lives that I cannot be close to them, but it's not about the cities. You make choices and I'm happy with my choice. I go to Mexico and enjoy being with my family and visiting friends, diving into, you know, like a little bit of the food, the culture, and I absolutely love that. But I also like landing and knowing that this is a place that I call home. So.
好，所以我们从刚刚跟居民的访谈当中了解到，温哥华呢有许多赞赏的地方，但是也有许多需要改进的地方。无论如何，希望经由这次的街访，能够让大家更了解温哥华这个城市。这一集呢是我第一次做全街访的一集，那之后陆续也会上传更多类似的影片。所以如果想要看更多这样的影片的话，请帮我按赞、订阅、留言、加分享，还有打开小铃铛。那我们下期见，拜拜。